Okay, let's take you live now to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau speaking live in New York as he wraps up his trip to the United Nations General Assembly. We'll listen in live.
Human rights this year. Canada continues to reaffirm the importance of the rule of law and the rules-based international order. We need these rules to foster the stability that is essential to global prosperity and economic growth. Yesterday, at the UN Security Council, I called on Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine immediately, completely, and unconditionally. On top of the horrors caused by Putin in Ukraine, Russia's war is causing global inflation, which hurts all of us. Russia is weaponizing energy and food, leading millions to face shortages. Le Canada va continuer de soutenir l'Ukraine aussi longtemps qu'il le faudra.
Ukraine as long as needed, and will always stand up to defend the primary law and rules.
Over the past few years, many challenges, like Russia's war in Ukraine, the pandemic, and global inflation, have shown us how interconnected we all are. It's increasingly clear that economic policy is climate policy, is security policy, is social policy. A good example of this is gender equality, one of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. Gender equality plays a key role in achieving all of the other SDGs. The latest World Bank estimates show that GDP per capita would be almost 20% higher if all gender employment gaps were to be closed. Discrimination is holding all of us back, not just women and girls. Whether it's gender equality or other SDGs, our targets cannot be understood and effectively addressed in isolation. And that's also true for climate action. Ici aux Nations Unies, j'ai parlé des efforts du Canada pour lutter contre les changements climatiques,
to fight climate change as making life more affordable and creating jobs. I announced new engagements to reduce more pollution, including the emissions of CO2. And I also announced to sustain the countries that are vulnerable to the climate changes for which we must give access. And I discussed with some leaders of the world, so the next measures to take to protect our oceans, have some clean energies, and some sustainable economies.
Are living the realities of climate change, so I invited 2 Canadian firefighters to speak to leaders about the need to keep increasing our ambition. Back in 2021, in Glasgow, I launched the Global Carbon Pricing Challenge, which brings countries together on cutting emissions through pollution pricing. Chile, the Republic of Korea, the United Kingdom, Germany, and New Zealand have already joined. The EU Commission has also confirmed its support, and yesterday we announced that Norway, Denmark, Vietnam, and Côte d'Ivoire are joining too. And we're continuing our work so that more countries join us in the months to come. This system not only fights climate change, in Canada, it also puts money back in people's pockets. Ce matin, j'ai aussi une rencontre avec plusieurs partenaires pour parler de la situation en Haïti.
To talk of the situation in Haiti.
Objectif est de
Our
promouvoir des
target
solutions
is
à la
to
crise
promote
dirigées
solutions
par les
to the
Haïtiens
crisis
et de
directed
mobiliser le
by
soutien
the
de la
Haitians
région et
and
du monde.
mobilize the
Le
support on the region and the world. Canada will continue to support Haiti. Will invest $45 million to help to feed up to 100,000 kids up to 5 next years, and to have some justice program from the development program to help to fight violence made to women and to help and reinforce the national police of Haiti. On top of that, we announced new sanctions on 3 members of the economic leaders of Haiti. I want to thank once again all those who were present this morning and all those who work actively for solution to help Haiti.
Before I end today, I want to say a few words about the Affordable Housing and Groceries Act, the first piece of legislation introduced by our government this fall. This bill will amend the Competition Act to better protect families and consumers and help stabilize grocery prices for Canadians. And it will remove the federal GST on the construction of new apartment buildings to help get more rental units built faster. I urge opposition leaders back home to help us get today's real solutions passed quickly. We're focused on making life more affordable for Canadians, and we'll be continuing this work in the days and weeks to come. Thank you for being here. I'm now happy to take your questions.
We will now start with the question and answer period. One question, one follow-up. The first question, la première question est à Radio-Canada. La parole est à vous.
Bonjour, M. Trudeau, Daniel Timon, Radio-Canada. Le gouvernement indien a suspendu l'émission de visas pour les Canadiens qui veulent voyager là-bas. Parlant de questions de sécurité, est-ce que vous avez l'intention de riposter à ce genre de geste-là en français et en anglais?
On voudrait que le gouvernement de l'Inde prenne le temps de s'engager avec nous, de travailler avec le Canada pour faire suivi sur ces allégations et pour aider à s'assurer que la justice soit faite. We call upon the government of India to work with us, to take seriously these allegations and to allow justice to follow its course.
Respectueusement, vous n'avez pas répondu à la question. Avez-vous l'intention de riposter à cette mesure-là?
Le Canada est un pays de droit. C'est un pays qui cherche à défendre les droits de nos citoyens et les règles de l'ordre international. On va toujours le faire de façon responsable, mais de façon très ferme aussi.
Est-ce que vous regrettez, compte tenu des répercussions de votre annonce, est-ce que vous regrettez ce que vous avez dit à la Chambre des communes? À quel point vous êtes allé loin dans vos affirmations?
Comme j'ai dit lundi, il y a des allégations crédibles que le gouvernement de l'Inde aurait été impliqué dans le meurtre d'un citoyen canadien sur sol canadien. C'est une affaire de plus grande importance et on doit le prendre extrêmement au sérieux. C'est exactement ce que je fais. Mais on a un système de justice, on a des processus rigoureux qui vont prendre leur cours. Et en tant que pays, nous allons toujours être là pour défendre la sécurité des Canadiens et les principes de règles de droit. As I said on Monday, there are credible reasons to believe that agents of the government of India were involved in the killing of a Canadian on Canadian soil. That is something of the utmost and foundational importance in a country of rule of law, in a world where international rules-based order matters. We have a rigorous and independent justice system and robust processes that will follow their course. And we call upon the government of India to engage with us to move forward on getting to the truth of this matter.
Hello, Mr. Trudeau. Mackenzie Gray with Global News. So far, none of the U.S., UK, Australia, or New Zealand have echoed the allegations about India. We know you gave a heads up to some of those world leaders. Did you ask them to publicly condemn New Delhi?
As a country of the rule of law, we have an obligation to ensure that those processes unfold in a rigorous and independent manner, and that is what we are ensuring. At the same time, we are ensuring that Canadians stay protected and that we stand up for the international rules-based order. That is something that we are doing, and it's something we are doing alongside our allies.
But so far at this point in time, you seem to be alone in echoing these allegations. Are you concerned that Canadian allies have not gone nearly as far as you in this situation?
We're standing up for the rules-based order. We're standing up for the rule of law. We're highlighting how unacceptable it would be for any country to be involved in the killing of a citizen on their own home soil. And that's something we will continue to stand for.
Prime Minister, since you made your statement in the House of Commons the other day, some of the reactions, some of the conversation's been about the quality of the evidence, how much Canada has. You said it was credible. Can I ask you to characterize it just a little bit further about how extensive it is, how solid it is, and whether you might ever share some of that with the public? So how extensive is this evidence?
I think it's extremely important that as a country with a strong and independent justice system, we allow those justice processes to unfold themselves with the utmost integrity. But I can assure you, the decision to share these allegations on the floor of the House of Commons Monday morning was not done lightly. It was done with, or Monday afternoon, was done with the utmost seriousness. Nous avons un système de justice rigoureux qui va suivre les étapes requises.
The stages that are required, but I can assure you that the decision to share with the Canadians if these allegations are really serious Monday afternoon, it was not taken lightly.
If I understand correctly, are you suggesting that the evidence was extensive? Is that what you're saying?
I'm repeating what I said on Monday afternoon, that there are credible allegations that we need to take extremely seriously as Canadians and indeed as a world.
Did Prime Minister Modi confirm or deny these allegations when you talked to him about them?
As I said, I had a direct and frank conversation with the Prime Minister in which I shared my concerns in no uncertain terms.
Hi, Prime Minister Tom Perry, CBC. Can I ask you, you've been asked about this already, but India has suspended visa services here in Canada. Are we going to reciprocate? Are you going to take some kind of action, tit-for-tat action in this?
We call upon the government of India to take seriously this matter and to work with us to shed full transparency and ensure accountability and justice in this matter. We are a country of the rule of law. We are going to continue to do the work necessary to keep Canadians safe and to uphold our values and the international rules-based order. That's our focus right now.
And when the two Michaels were taken into detention by China, you were quite successful. Your government was quite successful in rallying international support for Canada. It seems that countries are less eager to take as firm a stand on India. Why do you think that is?
We've been listening to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau speaking to reporters live in New York as he wraps up the UN General Assembly. We'll have more on this later on. Right now, 11:57, 20 degrees. You're watching Toronto's Breaking News CP24. Tensions between India and Canada continue to grow as India puts a pause on its visa processing in our country